I had overdosed on, I had overdosed on antidepressants because I knew I couldn't do narcotics, but I wanted to escape the feelings I was having that weekend. I thought Kayla's mom was gonna die, and in that state, a lot of things happened. And then when I woke up in the ICU from that day, the desire to use substances was fully removed. That's why he broke me, body, mind, and spirit. I was like a reborn. It was on my actual birthday too, October 2nd. There's a lot of like there's no like coincidences. So the first time that I met Guruji was at the temple opening, where there was a darshan when they opened the temple in Elmira, the Paramahamsa temple in Elmira, New York in 2023. And when I went up for darshan, Guruji like looks in your eyes and you look in his, and like different things happen to different people. But I looked in his eyes and he looked at me with this love that I've never ever experienced. And I wanted to look away because I felt shame and remorse for all the things that I'd done, but he just kept looking at me without judgment and with this love. And in that moment, I knew that if I could look at myself the way that he looks at me, that I have a chance to be something other than what I am, and that I don't have to feel bad for these things that led me to his feet, right? And from that moment, I had 3 darshans in a period of like a year, and he showed me that the biggest things about myself that I need to just surrender are the way I view myself, the way I view God, and that I am significant enough for God to see me. So just through the experiences of darshan and being in his presence and meeting him, those were the things that just in a moment he was able to teach me. And then that's just one little, like he's been doing so much in my life. Hi, my name's Justin Brown. I'm a devotee of Paramahamsa Sri Swami Vishwananda. So before I came to Guruji, as we call him, my life was full of trauma and addiction. I had gone through some trauma as a young child, and through that pain, I had turned to substance abuse. In the year 2007, I was sitting in a jail cell, and I cried out to the Lord. I said, I know you're there. I don't know how to connect with you. Please help me. And within a course of a month, I had a Bhagavad Gita in my hand. So I read that cover to cover twice, and I knew that was the answer, but I couldn't stay committed to that path. So I would do well for a while. I would stay off substances for maybe a year, but I didn't have any support other than the book and my prayers. And I would hang out with the regular people, partying, doing all this stuff, and eventually I'd get sucked back down. In 2019, I went to rehab. I knew I had to get sober again, and I stayed clean for 8 months. During that 8 months that I had been sober, I had started watching the prayers from SBN. I didn't even know Guruji was alive at that time, but I knew Krishna was in these prayers, so me and my daughter would watch it regularly. And then one weekend, my daughter's mom, she had stage 5 kidney disease. I thought she was gonna die. So I ended up having a relapse. And during that relapse, I ended up having an out-of-body experience where I went into like a coma. So when I had this relapse, because I'd been watching that, it was the middle of the night, the prayers came on. So the prayers were praying in the background. My family's there trying to like resuscitate me and get me to snap out of it. So in that state, Narsima came to me and he picked me up and he broke me over his lap 3 times. Kayla's mom was doing very poorly. She hadn't started dialysis yet, so I thought she was gonna die that weekend. So I didn't want to feel the feelings that I was having. So I ended up taking a bunch of medication to try and numb my feelings. And in that state, like I overdosed, in that out of consciousness state, that's how it happened. So when the prayers started playing, because I'd been watching them all the time on my phone, that's when Narsima came to me. And I went into his eye, his right eye, and then I woke, and then I was on his lap, and he picked me up 3 times and broke me. Then I was trying to leave my body in this unconscious state, and there were devotees around me holding me down, holding me to this like reality. And before I woke up, I didn't even know what was going on. They transported me to the hospital. I went to the ICU. Before I woke up, I saw Guruji sitting on a throne and wearing all blue in just a long blue robe. And he looked at me and he took my hand and he said, "Everything's gonna be all right, don't worry about it." And that was October 2nd of 2020, and I've been sober ever since. And I was the type of person who couldn't get one day sober. Later on, I realized that was him breaking my body, mind, and spirit, right? I didn't know what it was at the time, but when I came to in the emergency room later, like I said, I could feel that something was different inside me, and that desire to use substances was fully removed. I've never had the desire again. That'll be 5 years on October 2nd. So I started just watching satsangs. I finally realized that Guruji was alive, because before that I'd never seen him because he's not in the prayers at SBN. It was just a picture of him. I thought he was passed on. I didn't even know. So I started just implementing that in my life, and then I found out on Krishna Janmashtami that this temple, the Paraniti Narasimha Temple in Elmira, New York, was coming. I came here for the weekend, and I was a heavy smoker. I brought 7 packs of cigarettes for the weekend. That's how much I smoked. And from the minute I stepped foot on this property, I never smoked a cigarette again. So Guruji was just helping remove these things that I couldn't do by myself. So through that, I started coming, I started serving, I started getting engaged. I'd clean the toilets, all that stuff. And I felt like as I was doing that, I was being cleaned out inside myself too. I took Atma Kriya Yoga. That changed my life. Then I became an initiated devotee in February of 2024. So during that time, I just, kept doing the right thing. My vibration kept rising. I kept chanting, and slowly, my life transformed. I became employable. I became happy. I no longer woke up in the morning wishing that I wasn't alive, dreading the day. I woke up happy to be on this earth, looking for the miracle that was going to be in each day. And it was just little things, right? Sometimes it was just the fact that I was able to wake up and pay my bills and be a regular member of society. Sometimes it was noticeable things, with my daughter. She also was watching the prayers when I first found out about the prayers in SBN. There's a little girl, she was 7, she's 14 now. I have a interesting family circumstance. I was dating a woman for 6 years, and she had children, and the children's fathers were not involved in their lives. So I had the honor of raising these children. My daughter is now 14 years old. And before I moved to Elmira, her mom was very sick with stage 5 kidney disease. She couldn't have her anymore. So she moved in with me. I was able to go to court. I was able to petition to have custody of her. And her father, who is in prison in Florida, came to the proceeding via phone and gave me permission to raise his daughter. And now I have all the rights of a biological parent. Literally, it was 2 months before we moved to Elmira that all this happened. And then Kayla's mother passed away from the kidney disease 2 months ago. And when she did, those things being in place allowed me to give my daughter stability that she would never had if I didn't have those. So it's a miracle, really. That doesn't happen to people. I went from, living on the street and just being a derelict to employable, productive member of society who votes and, does regular things. And it's not because of anything that I did. It's because of Guruji's presence in my life and my embracing that presence and allowing his teachings to transform me. Again, Atma Kriya Yoga really was the first catalyst that helped me to get in tune with who I am, so that way I could be the best version of myself. And most people now, when they meet me, if I tell them the things that happened to me 6 years ago, they're like, they could never imagine that being me. And I owe all that to Sri Swami Vishwananda and his teachings. So, Jai Gurudev.